river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me. Run through.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have from Framingham, Matt Rufo. And he is a new children's author. And he has written Freddie the Frog, flying his frisbee, a lot of F's, and Freddie the Frog's first French fries. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you.
There's a story behind why you started writing these. What is it about your daughter?
So when my daughter was born, it really, motivated me to get back into writing, which I loved all the way back into college. And then being home with her with no school during the pandemic, it was easy for me to get back into it and tell her stories and see how she, reacted to them and that sort of thing. So
she's going to be 5?
She'll be 5 in June. Yes. She was very jealous she wasn't going to be able to be on your show.
Oh, don't worry, she'll see you. She'll probably get sick of it.
Yeah.
We had a real joke happen to us the other day. Something went a little hooey down in the technical station, and one of my interviews played 24 hours on the Upton channel.
Wow.
I don't know what people thought.
That's good exposure.
Yeah, for the guests, too.
Yeah.
It was an Indian lady who does yoga. She's terrific. She
Wow.
got a lot of press.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did you grow up in this area? Brighton, right?
I grew up in Brighton, and we've been in Framingham about 16, 17 years.
I have a friend in Framingham on Brook Street.
Yep, we're right near Brook.
Really?
Yep.
Small world.
Yeah, we're on Central.
So when you were in high school, did you write? Did you start writing?
I didn't really like English, to be honest.
Don't tell me. You liked math.
No, I was terrible in math.
Yeah.
I was terrible in math, too. I liked history. I had a great history teacher.
How about science?
Science was okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who inspired you? Your grandfather?
My grandfather was a writer.
Yeah.
Not, I don't know, I would call him successful writer, but he enjoyed it. He loved it. He always was, doing books back then, like publishing stuff. I was just a kid, so wasn't really into it.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I have his books that he, was in, that he wrote from way back when.
Yeah.
My daughter likes looking at old books. She wants to be a scientist, so that's...
Well, my son wanted to be a doctor, and it was... I've told this story so many times, but
it's okay.
We were at a yard sale, and one time, he might have been anywhere from 5, 6, 7, and I said, well, just choose something you'd like. What does he go for? Grey's Anatomy. I had to take him up to Milford Hospital. He wanted to see open heart surgery.
Wow.
So the woman looked at me like, so they put me in a conference room with him, and we watched.
Wow.
And I started a thing at school about kids who might be interested in medical someday. You want to grab the interest while you can, because it's a crazy world. Never worked out. The teacher let the kids laugh at it when he brought in a stethoscope. He said, I'm not doing that again. And he didn't.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see surgery.
He loved it.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Now, where did you get the inspiration for Freddie, the Froggy?
So it was, my wife was getting her master's degree way back, and she got it in alliteration. In linguistics.
Yep.
So when I came up with the first story, I didn't know what alliteration was. She told me after the fact, like, oh, wow, that's great. That's terrific for kids. We teach with alliteration all the time. And I'm like, I had to look it up to see what alliteration meant. Yeah. And then I had the idea to, make a story, character, different one for every letter of the alphabet. So that's the long-term goal. So F just ended up being the first couple books in the whole series, but the next one which is going to be out this summer, actually, is Amanda the Anteater.
Amanda the Anteater?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to just be Freddie the Frog.
No. I have a million characters up in this head.
What did you major in college? Where'd you go?
I went to UMass Amherst.
Oh, good.
Graduated back in '98. I was actually an English major and loved it. I had this graduate student, Mike Loss, as a creative writing teacher.
Yeah.
He was just a great guy, great teacher, and motivated me to find something that I really loved.
Yeah.
And then I had a guidance counselor in the English department that said, you might want to think about doing something else. So I actually left that major and graduated with a psychology degree. And the joke was, where are you going to go work? At a psychology store? So so I didn't do anything with that. But, I mean, you end up using psychology dealing with people. Like, I was in sales for years and property management and various other things, before I started my contracting business. So
Now, the contracting business, how do you have time to write and have that at the same time?
I don't know. Nighttime a lot is usually.
Yeah.
Or if I have, I'm driving around a lot, looking at jobs or checking on stuff, things will just come to me while I'm driving around. So, the voice memo on your phone is awesome because hands-free, and you don't have to worry about anything. You're trying to constantly come up with new characters and stories.
So they're all going to be alphabetical.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so next one's going to be the Anteater.
Yep.
We are talking to Matt Rufo, and he has written, so far, a brand new author, Freddie the Frog Flying His Frisbee, and Freddie the Frog First French Fries. Don't forget, this is F in the alphabet. So you started with that. I thought maybe you knew someone who was a fireman for the...
Well, I always loved Curious George.
Yeah.
And that's style, like Berenstain Bears, those kind of books as a kid. And my daughter loves Curious George too, and all the Channel 2, Sesame Street, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it kind of all tied into friends, family, being a good person, so all the characters and all the morals of the story in my head of the other ones that I haven't done yet, but that are in the works.
That's great.
All kind of tie into all that kind of stuff.
Matt, half the people get a hold... You can come to the Upton Library. I don't want to forget that. Grab them. But how can they get a hold of your book?
The easiest way is Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com.
Yep.
But it's international too, so you can. It's on-demand printing the publishing company uses. So you could be anywhere in the world pretty much and search it, and you'll find it in your language.
Most new authors, in fact, I would say 99% of the ones I have interviewed and worked with, are self-publishing. What made you go to a publishing company?
So I tried for years, to find an illustrator that worked good together and that sort of thing, and we just didn't work out. And actually, I got introduced to a girl who was a really great artist. We hit it off, and then she had a loss in her family, so that didn't work out. And then I came across this company. When I did the numbers, I was like, it's about the same. And my goal was really just to create something, for kids that they could enjoy, learn things. There's activities at the end of each book, actually, that tie into the story, the letter. So it was really exciting to be able to, to do that.
So, Matt, is it Calpart was his last name?
Is the illustrator? That's the name of the company.
That's the name
Calpart.
of it.
Yeah, KJ is the actual illustrator in that company that I've been working with.
Yeah.
And me and KJ just hit it off. We've never actually met because she's down in Florida, but I don't want to work with anybody else other than her, to be honest.
Oh yeah, once the author has established the look of his main character is Freddie the Frog. So you don't want to change Freddie too much.
No.
That French fries one, I haven't read that one yet, but that's cute.
It's a good one.
I have, let me see, 2 grandchildren. Well, they might be a little too old for it, and one kind of I adopted into the family. 9 and 8 years old, and then there's a new baby, and maybe I will be reading this, hopefully, these to her, perhaps, because I think this is great for, what age would you say?
So, like I said, my wife's a 3rd grade teacher, and the kids in her class love it.
Really?
Both
Okay,
of them.
good. Okay.
And the French Fry, the book is longer.
Yeah.
Because the other thing, when I first started writing the stories, honestly, I had never written a kid's book before, so I wasn't sure how long it should be, and that sort of thing. I just had the stories, in my head, and it was a matter of bringing them to life. So I figure in the midst of, badness, sometimes good things can come.
Definitely. So you started writing it was published in 2021. This was right after, they're both in 2021, right?
Yes.
Okay. The next one, will it be in 21 or will it be 22?
Yeah, it'll be this summer.
Do you know that's amazing? I mean, to have that many books published in 1 year. I've had authors sitting here that took them a year or two to write the book.
I can't spit them out fast enough.
That's what we need. That's
honest,
really
yeah.
good. And he's serious about, at the end of these books for children, practice writing the letter F, okay, and draw your best Freddy the Frog. Take a picture of it, and you can post it to our Facebook page, Freddy the Frog's First French Fries. Now that's that one, and then the flying your frisbee. Okay, that is so cute. Now this one, okay, this one doesn't have the one in the back, right? This one doesn't have the...
There's a few in the, if you go a couple more pages, there was, I think I might have grabbed one that was from the...
This might have been just, one of the originals.
That's okay, I have
Yeah, this just has the...
So on this one I can show you.
Okay.
So you can trace your favorite F words from the story. You can practice writing the letter F.
Yeah.
And then there was... I still haven't gotten used to doing this part of it. And then you could also draw your best Freddy throwing his frisbee as well and post it on our Facebook page.
Well, but maybe, I love it. I wish they'd had this type of thing when I was growing up. We had handwriting class, spelling, art, but they didn't have anything like this. This is fun.
It was, we just thought of it. It was an easy way, because there was no worry about coloring and real illustration that needed to be done. It was just a good way to tie it into the story, I thought.
Yeah, draw your best Freddy the Frog, and if the kids are like me, I will be coloring them in, because I say, oh, he's green.
It is. I actually got an envelope of hard copy pictures from kids at one of the schools in Framingham.
Yeah.
Like 30 pictures saying how much they loved Freddie, and some of them were really good artists in second grade.
Did you go in and give a presentation, or did your wife bring the books in?
Zoom. It was all Zoom.
You Zoomed them.
Yeah, and then I Zoomed in North Attleboro too, to the public schools out there.
That's another place, but there are oh my gosh, there's so many. We just had a wonderful Enchanted Passages. You would have loved it. A children's bookstore in Sutton. Wonderful place, but she had to close it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it was in an old 1800s house. You'd go in and out. You'd see the different sections, the young kids, the teens, even a couple adults.
Wow.
Very excellent, but not everything can last.
No, unfortunately,
Are there any books? I'm trying to think. Down at Framingham, you wouldn't be, if you were going to travel to give. How far would you tell people that you would be willing to travel to give presentations, signings?
Anywhere within an hour.
Oh, okay, within an hour. Stay like in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean for now,
For Rhode Island.
Until I'm like Stephen King or something like that, then maybe I'd travel around more, I guess.
If you were Stephen King, it would be Freddy the Frog hangs someone. Oh.
Yeah, there will not be any horror story kids books coming out.
No. Are you the youngest in your family?
I'm the oldest.
You're the. How many?
It's just me and my sister. She's 3 years younger than me.
You very often, somebody who's fun, like it's in a children's thing, is very often the youngest.
No, we're both. She's good. No, my sister's awesome too.
Yeah.
She likes to write too in her spare time, but she works for Edward Jones. It's kind of like writing.
Was Captain Underpants around when you were a kid?
No, but I know it.
Yeah. My son, he's 28. It's around when he was growing up.
Oh, I remember 28.
Some of the parents, I couldn't believe that. That's an awful book. Not really, guys. It's pretty tame.
No, it was not. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nothing to it, really. But I think one of the principals I talked with said, well, we couldn't carry it. I'm thinking, but how many parents did you have that would object to it?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty... I mean, I'm more the uptight person with our daughter. My wife's more the easygoing one. I'm always like, oh my God, she's going to fall. She's going to hit something. I'm the worry wart, I guess. I guess it's just typical having a daughter and being a dad. You're usually the tougher one.
Framingham is now a city, correct?
Yes.
And you have a pretty good school system there.
Yeah, the best.
Yeah.
I know half the teachers in the town. Go ahead. I mean, I better say that they're the best.
How good is that? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And there's so many, libraries have children's rooms. Those are another great place. Did you ever think of going to the hospitals? And
yeah, it's timing is everything. If I had the time and thought about doing it prior to the COVID stuff, it would have been easy.
They're opening up gradually.
Yeah, it's gradual. It's gradual.
I know was it Rhode Island? Here in Mass, are we opening up more than they are? I'm not sure.
Right, and then if you go to New Hampshire, then they're already more open than we are, because I have friends up there, so it just depends. So, luckily the books aren't going anywhere, at least the ones that are printed, so it's good.
You can
Good.
find these downstairs. I'm going to be putting them in the dedicated authors section. Freddie the Frog, if you got a little one, ages, what did we think?
You know, baby up until like 3rd or 4th grade is good. It depends on the reading level, you know, because
Yeah.
you can have a real high reading level in 1st grade and you could have a real low level in 3rd grade. So
I bet your wife could understand this. When my son was in 1st grade, they wanted volunteer parents. Somebody'd come in and they would have a read to me section. The kid would come out in the hall and sit with me and read to me and try to. We had one kid there that came in and right through it I went, oh my God. And then my son was struggling and I went, oh my God, he's not going to read. So I took it real seriously until someone said, Jan, this kid has been taught since he was, 3 years old. It's not the norm, okay?
Right.
I was worried because there's readers in my family. And he's fine. He did great. Once he had it. But it scared me.
yeah.
I think any parent would be like, oh, you just have this kid in who's whipping right through it, and you got your own child like, Did you learn in school phonetics? I think it's called phonics, where you
Yeah, it was phonics. I remember when I was little. Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. I mean, I can read. You know.
Yep.
I made a bit.
I remember sitting in the circle, and we'd have our
Yeah.
book. I hate to date myself. It's still out there, Dick and Jane.
Sure.
Dick sees a bear.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
pretty early. But these now, they're more imaginative.
Thanks. Well,
This is-
that's what I try to do.
The next one is the Anteater.
Is the Anteater, Amanda the Anteater. She doesn't like ants anymore.
No, she got sick of them.
She decides she wants to be her own person, you know, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of goes back to like simple things like it's okay to, you know, do something a little different.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to just go along with everybody else. You know,
Good thing.
that kind of thing. Be your own person. You
So
know,
that'll be out when do you think?
I'm hoping by June or
Oh.
July, in that ballpark.
What's after that?
That's a good question. There's a lot of
You could change venues, you know.
Yeah, well, I have some stores that are not, you know, part of the alphabet ones. We did one that's about my daughter and her grandmother passing away, and she passed away from the virus, and you know, it's been hard on my wife and Sammy, and actually my wife's whole family, because she was out of state in Connecticut, so they had to wait like a year before they could get together. We all had to say goodbye to her over a Zoom call. It was.
Did she know you were saying goodbye?
Oh yeah, she was with it. Like it wasn't. She was 100% with it mentally in her body.
She knew she was going to pass?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think. My mother was in a nursing home at the end, and I don't know. She could have gone to the window and at least I waved to her. I wouldn't want her to know. For
Yeah.
me, I wouldn't. With my mother, I wouldn't want her to know. Just say, "We're coming to say hi," you know, and we miss you. Hurry up, get well.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
the thing, because it was. I mean, I don't want to try and be doctorish, but you know, the COVID got to her lungs, and then. You know,
How old was she, Matt?
She was young. She was like 73.
By these standards today, it is very
Yeah,
young.
she
You
was
look in the
young.
obits, I've said it many times. 90s, 100s, it's going up, up, up. Once in a while, you see somebody under 60.
Yeah.
Died unexpectedly. What? Drugs, it could be suicide. You just don't know.
No, you don't know. No,
No,
it's
you don't.
terrible either way.
I
But
know.
you don't have any closure for like a year.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife's family, you know, it's a big family, uncles, aunts, cousins, like crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, no one being able to be around each other, you know, because of state travel laws and all that stuff. So we had to wait a year. You know, and it was the toughest on her, like just having to go through that. And my daughter, only 4. Every night she'd be sad. She'd miss Grammy.
Did they get like a Zoom, like a laptop in front of your grandma?
Yeah.
Okay, so she could do that once in a while. She could do that.
Yeah.
Did the kids write to her at all?
Yeah. See, actually, Sammy's made her own books.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That maybe because with your talent,
Yeah,
your daughter is seeing this.
Oh yeah, she thinks she's a star now too. You know.
Well, my daddy wrote these books. I think that's great.
Yeah. No, she loves it. No, it's fun. It's fun.
Definitely.
You know.
So now, where have you been? You said you'd been on a couple of interviews on Zoom. Where have you done that?
So I did it at her preschool in Framingham, blocks. And I did it with North Attleboro Public Schools. Did a thing for, kind of like how you're doing, up and coming author.
Yep.
It's still kind of funny to say author, to
No,
be
it's
honest.
okay. It's all right. Yeah. If you've got business cards, Matt, you can put them on our bulletin boards in the library entrance.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. Even my contracting business, no one takes business cards anymore. Like I have business
They
cards. No, people worry about germs.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay. No,
That's
I didn't
why-
even think about that because I know
I
can
didn't
watch-
either. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I don't get nervous about that kind of stuff.
Is the Framingham Library opened up yet?
Yeah.
It's a big library.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see a lot of cars in there.
No.
I think it's still,
Yeah.
People are still a little nervous, I guess.
They do it by hour. I know over in Westboro, it's bad timing for me, but it's like opens from 10 to 3. Then it closes until 5 to 7. Just the time when I can't make it. I'm like, But our Upton Library is open now for browsing. You can catch it on site, but it's open. Seems to be open more hours.
That's good.
I don't. People are cautious. You can still order a book and have it, wrapped up in curbside. Grafton
wow.
does that too. Oh yeah. Did you
Curbside?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
not curbside side, but it's like in a little room. People drive up.
Yeah.
And they go in and they see, oh, there's J. Lewis, so you can pick up your little bag like Christmas and bring
Wow.
it out.
Oh, that's cool.
If they don't want to go in,
Right.
I think it's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been talking with Matt Rufo, and he is an up-and-coming children's author. Freddie the Frog, First French Fries, and Freddie the Frog, Flying His Frisbee. He's going by the alphabet. So F just came up.
Mm-hmm.
A is the next one. The Anteater. What was her first name?
Amanda.
Amanda the Anteater.
Yeah.
And you must have thought ahead. You've got a very sharp mind. What is going to be B? Or are you going to go around the alphabet?
So I might bounce around. I'm not 100% sure. B, I wrote actually years and years ago. It was about one of my best friends and his dog. His name's Bob and Bailey, and Bailey's long gone. The dog, obviously.
You wrote a book for a friend?
It was just about them because his dog. She was awesome. He got her. I still remember when he got her years and years and years ago, way before we were married. Bailey was just a little puppy, chocolate lab. She was awesome. All of our buddies, when everybody used to hang out, he had Bailey with him.
Yeah.
So he has a house up on the lake up in New York, and his mother-in-law has a dog too. So it was another chocolate lab. So when we were up there one time, he was out on the boat with the other chocolate lab. And so I just thought of, this is exactly how Bailey would have been with Bob out on a boat.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a dog at home or a kitty?
Yeah, we have a dog too. Yeah.
No cat?
Rosie. No cat.
You
No.
watch. I'll bet you that one of these days, you're so talented with your children's books, you're going to think up something about Rosie.
Oh yeah, there'll be.
For the letter R?
Yeah, there's stuff for Rosie too out there.
Any fish? You got,
No, my daughter wants a fish now. That's the latest thing.
She does want a big terrarium, does she?
No, just something small with like 2 or 3 little, little goldfishies, that kind of
Well,
stuff.
let me just warn you that when I was a kid, I had Ringo and George, the Beatles, in my little bowl. I don't know what happened. They survived, but the whole bowl went on the floor in the living room. And I guess my mother and I were able to salvage them.
Oh,
They
wow.
went right back, and they lived for quite a while.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe it's because they're goldfish?
Maybe, yeah. I think you have a little bit of a window if you catch them and get them back in the water.
G for goldfish. Oh, you got me going now because
Well, I have C for clownfish. The story.
C for clownfish.
Yeah.
Isn't that in what's that movie for the kids love? Finding
Dory.
Nemo.
Yeah, Finding Nemo. Yeah.
And then she's a clownfish, the little blue one that keeps following them around.
I think so.
Deirdre. I can't think. When you go to my dentist, you lay down and you see
Oh,
Nemo
on the-
on the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool.
He does that for kids, yeah.
That's nice.
And then another place, too, for children's books is in pediatric dentistry. There are so many things that we don't always think of right away.
Yeah, I dropped off a few books from my family doctor
Yeah,
practice.
that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Did they put them right out, or did they kind of let them
No,
quarantine?
they put them right out.
Okay, because sometimes you got to quarantine things, but
Yeah, he wasn't that worried about it.
Did you get your vaccination yet?
I'm going Sunday for Mother's Day.
For your first?
Yeah, I wasn't eligible. I was too healthy, I guess.
Okay. Is it going to be a Moderna or a fact?
I don't know. They don't tell you, unfortunately.
I didn't have any bad effects.
That's good.
Wood, so far.
That's good.
The second one, I feel like a lamb to the slaughter. Thursday, I'm going to get the second one. I'm like, please, God, no.
Oh, I'm sure it'll
The
do.
last thing I need is that.
Yeah.
My husband had a Moderna. He did have reactions.
Oh,
He had to go
really?
to bed for the whole afternoon.
Oh,
He was
that's
just,
bad. Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah, my
But
wife had the Johnson & Johnson.
how does she feel about that?
She felt terrible, and all her friends had Johnson & Johnson. They all had the same thing. The next day, they were junk.
Well, I would be thinking, was she like worried about that?
No, none of them were worried. It just knocked you on your butt.
Yeah, I'm
You
just
know.
thinking with the way they've come out with the news about Johnson & Johnson, I'm like, thank you, God.
who
With my
knew?
personality, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to die, because
I know, right?
we got about 4 minutes left. We've been talking with Matt Rufo. Matt, how can they get a hold of your books? How can they get a hold of you if they want you to come and give the presentation?
Sure. Well, my email address is Matthew, MATTHEW 3300 at yahoo.com. You can check out my Facebook page for each of the books for myself. And you can actually get the books on Amazon or on barnesandnoble.com, or if you just search the names of the books anywhere, they'll pop up right online and they'll get sent right out to you.
And if they would like, anybody watching would like to have Matt come to give a presentation, book signing, how can they get your email?
Yeah, email is fine. You can call myself, 617-777-6870. That's my
How
work
about your
phone anyway.
Email? Did you give your
Yeah,
email?
I can say it again. The email is Matthew, MATTHEW 3300 at yahoo.com.
Yeah, and I thought, it's a good thing you corrected me. I thought it was iCloud.
No, that's okay.
Now, before we go too, also Matt is the owner of Everything Quality Construction Inc.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, kitchens, bathrooms, basements, all handyman service, finished carpentry, painting.
Yeah.
Great time. Schedule's pretty full this summer, but
Yeah.
there's always next summer too for
A lot of
exterior
people
painting.
cannot afford to move right now because, you can sell your house at a good price, but can you afford the next one?
Yeah, it's like a wash. What are you going to gain? And there's nothing out there. There's
Your
no
box.
inventory.
Your box is. So they think, well, what can I make better in my home? And I can think of a few things. So
Yeah, I mean, there's small things. Like I always try to tell people. Well, I'm always trying to talk people out of doing work. But you can just by changing the color of a room or changing a vanity in a bathroom. Small things that don't take up a lot of time, aren't messy. Or things that you can do without getting into a huge remodel gut job. We
What a
don't want-
talented guy, a children's author, and he's also like a construction company. This is pretty cool.
We used to have a pizza place too.
You own a pizza place?
We did.
You did?
We did. Yeah, we sold it a couple of years back. Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic. What, are you going to open another one, you think, or no?
No, not if I want to stay married.
She didn't like it.
She's not a fan of the hours.
Yeah, the hours. It's
They
kind
were
of nice
horrible.
to be home a little bit.
I have so much respect for people that do retail businesses. It's just never ending. You have to be there. If you're not there, you don't know what's going on in your business.
Matt, when closing, how far would you be willing to travel to give a presentation or book signing?
Really, anywhere around Massachusetts, pretty much.
Okay,
You
to
know?
start off, yeah?
Yeah.
That type of thing, you would go to Boston?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Anywhere in Massachusetts, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Wheels are turning. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt, for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate
We've
it.
been going back and forth. How long? When did I first invite you on the show?
Oh my God, I think it was like 2 months ago.
And then
At
we had
least.
to cut it off, and then we had to. It happens. You should have seen what happened when we had people scheduled, and suddenly the library broke down and closed down again. The entrance, we're on the top floor, and I'm like, oh geez, I had how many different guests I had to say, sorry. You're going to be in line next.
But now you're back at it, so it's good.
Oh yeah, since January.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but we've taken great precautions. Everybody sees us in our studio. We're no longer side by side. Believe me. And we only do one show a day. We used to do up to 3.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So we're just all these precautions. Thank you, Matt. We're going to see
Thank
him
you.
again, I think.
I hope so.
Really, really? Okay. All right. See you next time and be my guest.
Then it seems moving through the cloudless sky, heading out toward the moon. I am dancing to the lunar tune. Life goes by